Alright, y'all, it has been a week, it has been a month, so I haven't been getting a lot of videos out there. And today I'm going to be making chicken and rice in my new Dutch oven. And yes, it was an impulse buy. Anyway, first seasoning is paprika. Then I'm going in with some Black River Creole seasoning. Then some buttery poultry seasoning blend. Some lemon pepper. Chicken thighs, a little bit over 2 pounds. And then I struggled to get rice in the shop, but you saw it. So let's get to cooking. First, I'm going to clean the chicken thighs with vinegar and lemon. And throughout the process, I am washing my hands. And I will be sanitizing the sink. Once I've done that, I'm going to brine it with a bunch of salt and water. And I'm going to do this for 20 minutes. And during those 20 minutes, I'm going to show you the butter that I'll be using. And this recipe calls for an onion. I'll be using frozen onions. And then it also calls for chicken broth. So preheat the oven to 375 and then measure out a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And you're going to put this on medium-high heat, depending on how hot your stove gets. So the brining process is done. I'm going to get a sheet pan so that I can dry off the chicken and season it. And I'm just using paper towels to do that. Once that's done, I brought out another measuring cup, but unfortunately I didn't capture it. So basically the seasonings are going to be on the screen. You can season it how you like. These are just the measurements of what I used. And there's that measuring cup. And I'm just mixing the seasonings before I pour it over the chicken. Now I just incorporate it, get the seasoning under the skin as well. Then I wash my hands because I have to touch other things. Now that the olive oil is heated up, I'm going to put the first 3 chicken thighs in there. You do not want to overcrowd the Dutch oven, and you want to sear the chicken for 3 minutes per side, 3-4 minutes. And then once you flip it over, another 2 to 3 minutes. Now you need 2 cups of rice, and right as I did that, the timer went off, so I'm throwing in the seared chicken thighs and then putting in the last batch. Then I'm taking this opportunity to wash the rice and then flipping once it hits that 3-minute mark. Once they're all done, I am going to grab the butter, and you want it to melt before you add the onions. So the recipe called for half a stick of butter, but I used less than half, paired with some olive oil. And I did this because the recipe calls for unsalted butter, but I don't have any. But anyways, we're going to cook up those onions for 2 to 3 minutes or until translucent, and then we're going to throw in the rice. Once it's all in there, you're going to brown it for about 2 minutes. Then the recipe calls for 1 quart or 4 cups of chicken broth. I then added a little less than half a cup of water, and then you submerge the chicken in the broth. After that, I added some parsley and then the remaining seasoning, or most of the remaining seasoning, into the broth. I then incorporate it and cover to put into the oven. It's supposed to be in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to sanitize then once those 40 minutes are up, I'm going to check on the dish and make sure that it's fully cooked. It looks like it needs a little more time with all the water that's still left, so I give it another 5 minutes, and then I actually do another 5 minutes, so a total of 50 minutes to cook this chicken and rice dish. Now it's time to plate. And this is what it looks like. I really thought I was doing something here, but I just wasn't showing the dish at this point. And so I'm going to try the rice first, and it smells amazing. It's delicious and flavorful. Then I'm gonna try the chicken, and unfortunately the skin wanted me to fight with it, so that's exactly what I did. But once I was done, I was able to get a very juicy piece of chicken. And of course, that was also really delicious. And I would say this was a success. Like, do you see that juiciness? Wow! I'm so proud of myself. First Dutch oven meal,